Hello, welcome to Natavadkar's E-Class. I am Mrs. S.S. Kapadia from Eklavya Vidyalaya, Nandurbar. I am going to teach you lesson number 2, that is life processes in living organisms, part 1. We have already studied about aerobic respiration, and today we are going to study about anaerobic respiration in living organisms. Students, we all know that what is meant by anaerobic respiration. What is meant by anaerobic respiration? The respiration that is carried out in absence of oxygen is called as anaerobic respiration. And many organisms, they are doing their respiration in absence of oxygen, like various bacteria. They are using anaerobic respiration for their life sustenance. Here we will see what is meant by anaerobic respiration in living organisms or cells. You all know that whatever carbohydrates we are eating, that is converted into glucose, and this glucose is converted by the process of glycolysis into pyruvic acid. So, glycolysis and fermentation are the two steps of anaerobic respiration. During glycolysis, pyruvic acid is produced, and this pyruvic acid is converted into different products like vinegar and other products. Here you will see in a diagram, glucose gets converted into the pyruvic acid. Even during process of glycolysis, pyruvic acid which is produced, it gets converted into other organic acids like lactic acid and alcohol by the process of fermentation. Here, the lactic acid is produced in the cells of our body, in muscle cells as well as in erythrocytes. Lactic acid is produced, and during this conversion, less amount of energy is produced in the process of anaerobic respiration. Many times, when there is depletion of oxygen in the body of organism takes place, at such time, this glucose is converted into the different products like vinegar and vitamins. Here, the process of fermentation occurs, and thereby it gets converted into alcohol and lactic acid. In our body, when the anaerobic respiration takes place due to depletion of oxygen, lactic acid is produced, and due to which the muscles, they get fatigue after exercise. When there is depletion of oxygen takes place, here the process of anaerobic respiration takes place. Lactic acid produced causes pain in our muscles due to the over exercise or due to the fatigue in our body. During process of formation of alcohol, if you will see, the pyruvic acid is getting converted into alcohol, and this is done in the process of anaerobic respiration. Yeast is one of the fungus which is unicellular fungus useful for production of alcohol. So you all know that anaerobic respiration, many times it occurs even in plants during the excessive rainfall. When the soil has a lot of water, the germination of seeds cannot take place. During this process, the anaerobic respiration occurs in such soil, and thereby plants are getting germinated. So, dear students, here we have studied about the anaerobic respiration. Now, we are going to study what is meant by the proteins, what are proteins and how these proteins are useful for building of proteins in our body. In different parts of our body, the energy is obtained from different food components. You all know that energy production in microorganisms takes place through respiration. Now, energy from different food components. We have seen that carbohydrates are the main source of energy in living organisms. Now, we have seen that when the carbohydrates are taken in excess, the extra glucose is getting converted into glycogen and it is stored in our liver. Now, we are going to study about energy production by means of proteins. You all know that proteins are the building blocks of our body and all living organisms. Their bodies are mainly made up of proteins. Proteins are nothing but these are macromolecules. Macro means large molecules, and these molecules are formed by the small units called as the amino acids. There are mainly 20 types of amino acids. These amino acids, when joined together, they are forming long chains by means of formation of peptide bonds. मग विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, तुम्हाला माहिती आहे की प्रोटीन्स हे मॅक्रो मॉलिक्युल्स आहेत. these are big molecules which are just formed by bonding of the amino acids, and various types of proteins are formed in our body by means of amino acids. Proteins are making our bodies or the body of living organisms are becoming strong due to the intake of proteins. When proteins are taken in our body, they get digested and they are converted into simpler substances. These are called as amino acids. When these amino acids are carried by means of blood to the various parts of our body, to each and every cell of our body, these amino acids are absorbed in those parts, and these amino acids are utilized for formation of different proteins in our body. Here, if you will see this diagram, the amino acids where they are carried, when we take 1 gram of protein, we get 4 kilocalories of energy per gram of protein, and these amino acids are utilized in different parts of our body for formation of different kinds of proteins in our body. In our skin, melanin is a protein that is formed by amino acids. Students, we have seen that amino acids are utilized for production of different proteins in our body. So, in our skin, melanin is a black color pigment that is formed from the amino acid. It is one of the kind of protein. Keratin is present in our hair that gives black color to our hair. In our bones, Osin is a protein formed from the amino acids, and this osin is nothing but it is a collagen which makes our bones flexible as well as it gives strength to our bones. Then amino acids are utilized in our muscles to produce actin and myosin protein. That is, myosin is a flexible protein. So, muscles produce actin and myosin protein, that is from amino acid. By using amino acids, cells are producing various proteins. These are producing cell membrane and various enzymes in our body. So, you all know that the lipoprotein membrane is present in the cell. It is useful for production of plasma membrane. Amino acids are utilized by the pancreas, and thereby pancreas are producing insulin, which is one of the hormone which regulates our blood sugar. Trypsin is also produced by using the amino acids, which is one of the digestive enzyme. Amino acids are utilized by our pituitary gland, and in our pituitary gland there are two parts. One is adenohypophysis and second is neurohypophysis. So this pituitary gland is also producing various kinds of hormones, that is growth hormone, ACTH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, luteinizing hormone, oxytocin, and many more kinds of hormones, somatotropins, and all are produced by the pituitary gland. So all proteins are not enzymes, but all enzymes are proteins, and these are secreted by the pituitary gland. The amino acids are used in our blood for producing one of the conjugate protein called as hemoglobin. In our blood there is hemoglobin part, and that is giving red color to our blood. It is having capacity to carry the oxygen to various parts of our body. In our body, antibodies are produced by using these amino acids. So, students, we have seen that amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, and by using various amino acids, proteins are synthesized in our body. Now, we are going to study how do we get energy from lipids. From where do we obtain lipids? You all know that the substances that are formed by specific chemical bonds between fatty acids and alcohol are called as lipids. So, lipids or fats are nothing but these are the specific substances formed by the chemical bond between fatty acids and alcohol. The digestion of lipids consumed by us is nothing but their conversion into simple fatty acids and alcohol. When we take in fatty acids or when we take in fats in our body, they get converted into simpler substances called as the fatty acids and alcohol. Fatty acids are absorbed and distributed everywhere within the body, and these fatty acids, different cells produce various substances necessary for themselves. By using these fatty acids, different cells, they are producing different substances whatever required for our body, and thereby we get energy when fats are taken in. Fat is a rich source of energy, and whenever there is energy crisis, this fat which is deposited in our body is broken down. It is useful for production of energy, because when excess of fats are there, they are stored in our body, under our skin, in our adipose tissues or adipose cells, and this fat is useful for production of energy. Dear students, here we have studied about the energy production from fats. Now we are going to study about the various vitamins that are required by our body in very small amount compounds. These vitamins are called as vital amines, and vitamins are total. There are 6 vitamins: vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. Dear students, we have already studied what are 2 types of vitamins. One group of vitamins is soluble in water. These vitamins are called as water soluble vitamins. Vitamin B and C are called as the water soluble vitamins. Means they dissolve in water and they cannot get accumulated in our body when taken in excess, because when they are present in excess, they are thrown out of our body by means of water through urine. And you all know that vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K are soluble in fats. They are called as fat soluble vitamins. If we take these vitamins in excess, they get accumulated or they are stored in our body and they may cause the disorders. Means even the deficiency of vitamins can cause diseases, and if the fat soluble vitamins are taken in excess, they can cause the disorders. Dear students, here we have studied about the energy production from different food substances.